will be used against you. You have the right to speak to a higher-ranking officer if you question this arrest. If you do not question this right within 24 hours, you cannot question this arrest in the future. Do you understand these rights if they've been read to you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So I kind of want to know, like, what was your side on that? Like, what were you doing?
I have the right to remain silent.
Okay.
I'm not going to incriminate myself, even though you want me to. It's your job to tell me what I did, and not my job to tell you.
Okay. Well, based off of the several witnesses and eyewitnesses that were there, your charges are going to be as follows.
So I'm going to read this out loud just because I have a video and audio record of this. 1 times assault vehicular, 1 times attempted murder, 1 times theft of a civilian vehicle, 1 times CLPD restricted zone, 1 times hit and run, 1 times reckless driving, revoke my rifle license and revoke my pistol license. My total time without a guilty or innocent plea is 2 hours and 6 minutes and $6,000 in fines. Am I correct?
Yes, in the pistol and the rifle licensing, the computer automatically put that in.
Yep, I understand that. I don't have either of those anyways, so I'm not going to dispute that. However, CLPD restricted zone.
Yes.
When was I ever in a CLPD restricted zone?
When we were in the middle of arresting somebody for having drugs on their person, and you ran and jumped into that person's car while somebody was in the trunk of it.
There was a 311 stating that area was closed.
There was not, Sarge.
There was.
Okay, I'm going to look back real quick. Give me a second. If I don't find any, you're going to have to... Can you present me with evidence of that?
There was a 311 stating that the bridge area in Cherno is currently closed.
Okay, I'm checking back on that right now. Give me a second. Oh, yeah, Cherno Bridge area is closed. Please seek an alternative route. Thank you. Jake XOX, correct?
Yes.
Do you realize that was after the fact the car was stolen? Thank you very much. And I do have proof of that.
It's the...
It was after the car was stolen. I didn't enter in it while it was a CLPD restricted zone. You closed it after I was in the area.
But do you understand that you ran into we were in the middle of a traffic stop, which a traffic stop is a CLP restricted area, or civilians would just be able just to run around through every single person traffic stop?
Do you understand that just because someone walks in the area, you can't charge them with it?
When you jump into a car, when you jump into the suspect's car,
it's still not a CLPD restricted zone until you close it.
So
I'm allowed to be in that area.
We need to do a 311 for every single traffic stop that CLPD.
No, but it doesn't become a CLPD restricted zone just because you're simply pulling someone over. Or
okay, so do you plead guilty or not guilty to these charges?
Well, hold on. All right, Il Tato, I'm gonna drag you real quick. I'll be right back, ZH.
Sounds good.
User was moved out of your channel.
Greetings, we are anonymous.
Okay. All right. So after looking through all the evidence, and you're correct about the CLP restricted zone, but seeing how you want charges dropped, we had to reevaluate the whole case and give you all the charges that we see in all the evidence, and your new charges are as stated.
Okay. So let me read this out again. 1 times assault vehicular, 1 times attempted murder, 1 times failure to comply, 1 times resisting arrest, 1 times theft of a civilian vehicle, 1 times running red light, 1 times hit and run, 1 times reckless driving, 1 times speeding, revoke rifle license, revoke pistol license, revoke driver's license, 2 hours and 6 minutes. And $2,100 in fine.
Yes, and just clarification for your video and for mine, the revoke of your rifle and pistol license is then automatically by the computer.
Yep, I completely understand that. And I am referencing it in my CLPD program too, just to make sure that you're not lying about these times or anything. As far as I see, you are correct, as the charges state.
Okay, and how do you plead to these charges?
Well, I'm going to plead individually to each charge if you don't mind, and I'm going to assault vehicular. I plead guilty to that. I completely understand that I hit the officer with the car. Attempted murder, however, I plead not guilty to. I did not attempt to murder anybody.
The attempted murder charge is on there because you murdered the cop when you ran him over.
Yes, but the dictionary definition of attempt is to make a conscious effort to achieve or complete something, typically a difficult task or action. I did not make a conscious effort as to... That was not something I did consciously. That was accidental. That was involuntary. Yes, you could give me vehicular manslaughter or involuntary manslaughter for that. I would plead guilty to that. But I did not willingly attempt to murder him.
But the thing is, for the thing that you did, you might have not attempted to murder, but...
There, Sarge has some better. There we go. Sarge has some better.
Alright. Basically, what we're going to do is, because we can't prove that it was, purposely trying to kill the officer, then you are right, okay? Vehicular manslaughter would still be the same. But you got to realize vehicular manslaughter is not going to reduce your time by much.
Yeah, but you can't also give me assault vehicular and vehicular manslaughter at the same time. You can only give me one or the other. Because if I vehicularly manslaughter someone, the assault is automatically. So therefore, you also giving me vehicular manslaughter have to drop the vehiculars. So the way I see it, the charges should be 1 times failure to comply, 1 times manslaughter vehicular, 1 times resisting arrest, 1 times theft of civilian vehicle, 1 times running red light, 1 times hit and run. Oh wait, no, hit and run also is under manslaughter. So 1 times running red light, and then 1 times reckless driving, 1 times speeding, and revoking my driver.
Well, no. Hit and run basically means you hit somebody and you ran. You didn't stop.
Yeah.
Alright, true.
Vehicular manslaughter states that it was an accidental thing. So
once again, assault
manslaughter and still stop.
True. I agree with you, but the assault vehicular should be dropped.
We say El Tato.
To be honest, if you didn't run up to the crime scene and do the crime, then you wouldn't have been accused of attempted murder. Because well,
if I didn't run up to the crime scene and do the crime in the first place, I wouldn't be getting any of these charges, much less debating them.
Well, we don't have any proof that you you weren't in communications with the person that we were arresting and trying to break him out of whatever situation he was in. And now that you're trying to, wing all this, we need proof about this and we need proof about that. Well, we need some sort of proof that you weren't working with the person that, almost got away because of the actions that you did and the death that you caused.
Here's the thing. It's not about what I can prove. It's about what you guys can prove. It's your job as CLPD officers. Yeah, but you can't prove that I assaulted someone vehicularly because assault is a conscious decision. Manslaughter or involuntary assault would be something that I did
Okay, all right. Well, let me put it this way. Nobody was standing behind the truck, so you could have backed up and turned, but you ran directly. I was standing in front of the truck. You just ran me over.
Oh, it was you that I ran over? First off,
yes.
I'm sorry for that. I did not mean to do that. That was an accident, which I will repeat.
Well, yeah, I don't take any offense to it because it's a game, but I would personally if I wasn't there, I would be completely on your side, but I was the guy you ran over, and I knew the option that you could have took. Like, you could have turned right and went around me, but you turned directly at me and then ran me over, and then that's what...
Here's my question. According to your SOIs, when is it alright to run...
Never.
Incorrect. According to police SOIs, it is within the rules, and it is alright to run someone over as long as it is your only option and your only choice to save yourself. Now, here's my question.
Okay, well,
if I had taken the time to back up first before making a U-turn, which would have taken me at least 4 to 5 more seconds, you will agree with me on this, because I know, and I know you guys know, that if I had taken the time to back up, you would have tased me out of the car, shot out my wheels, or disabled me in some other way that I would have not been able to proceed with what I was going to do.
Yeah, but do you
So my only option then was to pull forward so I could escape without any further consequences.
But do you understand that literally, okay, when you were running up to the scene, people were just like, okay, hey, another Civ's running up to the scene. And I was the only person that looked over at you and was like, hey, who's this guy making a straight run for the car? So I ran over in front of the car. You ran right past me, and still none of the other officers turned around. I was the only one looking at you. I hadn't even said anything to you yet, and I was just looking at you. And then that's when you just drove forward and ran me over without saying anything. You were not being engaged. You were not being threatened or anything. So if you want to...
So, Altado, you admit that you consciously ran in front of the car?
Yeah, I ran up to you and then stopped in front of the car.
So then it's your... Okay, it's number one, it's partially your fault that you didn't give me a warning to, number one, leave the area, and it's number two, your fault for moving in front of the car and not making a conscious effort to move out of the way. When you saw me jump in the car, maybe as a first thing you should have done was to stop.
Yeah, but that's not... My job is to tell you to stop and get out of the car, and hopefully you are
How well can you do your job?
You tell me, because you we're trying to do a roleplay situation, and you run past 8 cops and hop into a car and run over a cop and drive away.
In real life, is someone who's trying to steal a car going to,
during a drug bust? With 8 cops there.
See, I didn't know that.
There was 8 cop. You ran past 2 cop cars to get to the truck.
Did I know it was a drug bust though? I knew it was unlocked. Why do you think I targeted it?
All right, guys. For the sake of argument, let's just do this, okay? We'll take the assault vehicular off, and how do you plead to those charges?